All right, you guys. So this is actually my fourth time trying to record this. So definitely we got some fuckery going on. But okay, so first one out. I feel like this reading is for somebody who's getting dreams. You're getting messages in your dreams about your health, and I feel like you might be in denial about it. Also, this is your confirmation that no, you're not crazy, okay? Luke 17:21, the kingdom of God is within you. So don't gaslight yourself on the messages that you're receiving. I feel like this message is also for somebody who's had a rough upbringing, definitely grew up at a young age. That's going to be an indicator for somebody. Okay, so we're basically trying to get down to what is causing your health issues, right? An ice bath would be extremely beneficial. I mean, for everybody, but especially for who this reading is for. Also, it's not just the physical benefits. This is an emphasis on the mental benefits, right? Because then I did these 6 first, and then we did these 4, right? So start cutting out dairy slow so you can train your mind to ditch it. So this is letting me know that this is like somebody who knows that you have problems with dairy, but you're eating it anyway, and you kind of like laugh off the bloating and the stomach ache, we need to flip this switch right here, because you're making yourself physically uncomfortable by eating things that you think are making you comfortable, right? They're mentally keeping you comfortable. When in reality, you need to switch it. You need to ditch what's hurting you physically and do things that are going to be hard but beneficial. There's just an overall emphasis on making yourself uncomfortable in the best possible way. Because once you do that, you're going to just become the person that your little self always needed. There's just a couple things that are in the way. And it's just tricky with dairy because obviously it's like parasites. Parasites are going to cause these health issues. Zinc is a mineral for bodily function, right? This is our immune health. Alex's. But guys, what I was saying, okay? So the parasites, again, they take over your entire nervous system and your way of thinking. So they're going to convince you that you need the dairy, right? But also what's interesting is when you have too much dairy, zinc is where a lot of people get their dairy. But too much of that can cause a copper deficiency. Guys, if that's the case, you already know who to hit up. Okay? But not only a copper deficiency, we have gastrointestinal issues. And inflammation, all from having too much, right? Okay. Also, your poo shows your health. Too much zinc can also cause diarrhea. And then keep in mind, like, it's just too much dairy, right? With specifically what they're putting out these days. Again, you're riddled with parasites, okay? So you really need to stop eating anything bioengineered because the parasites are feeding off of that. They're feeding off of heavy metals. There's just so much that it's designed to just be this exhausting cycle to literally suck the soul out of you, right? For entertainment purposes only, obviously. So then we have fulvic acid. Okay, so I love the New Ruganda, the Parasite Cleanse at Walmart is wormwood and clove, and then it's a fulvic acid, right? So it's going to bind up all the toxins that are in you. But I recently learned that fulvic acid, it's really, really good for your gut and brain, obviously, because it's assisting getting the parasites out. But it improves the way that your body absorbs nutrients, which is good to know, right? And then we have dandelion. So these are definitely, we have a couple solutions for who this reading is for. Now, what I want to preface here, because I always talk about just needing to cleanse your colon before you parasite cleanse, right? So there's a clean poop chute, it's all, but recently I've been seeing a lot on a liver detox as well. Like you will basically want to start with the liver, then cleanse the colon, and then do the parasite and just keep up with it, right? So I recently learned dandelion is actually good for your liver. It's got vitamin A, C, and K, antioxidants, and it's also going to help with the inflammation, okay? The last two that came out, black seed oil and wormwood. So we're definitely going to do the wormwood with the fulvic acid. Black seed oil, also anti-parasitic, but with the way that this one came out and then rose petal tea was right underneath it, there's definitely bacteria that we need to clear out of the body as well. So too much bacteria in the body can affect your small intestine, right? So the intestinal issues, right? We see how everything's linking back. Black seed oil, guys, I always say this needs to be a staple in people's houses. Now that this card came out, this is the star of the show, guys. The reason why we have to step up your self-discipline is because your frequency currently is not as high as it should be. You're letting other things just kind of poo-poo it down, and it's like, no, we got to step it up, and we got to be the best version of ourselves, right? And then we have Mucoid Plaque Cleanse. I could go on for days about this, guys. Definitely something to look into if anybody wants more details or if anybody wants to see what comes out for yourself. I am available for personals, so hit a shawty up.